Hello and welcome to Mike's Online Academy. This is the latest podcast recorded on the 8th of January 2022. I'm in the dining room, so it's a bit echoey at the moment, but hopefully I sound okay. In this podcast, I just wanted to go over some of the basics that I've discovered were sometimes missing when talking to businesses who have websites, but which look great, but they don't have anything, the basics set up. And by the basics, I mean, like, it's one thing to have a website, but do you know how many people are actually visiting the website? Do you know how many people are filling out the contact form? Do you know what the conversion rate is for your website? It's great having a good-looking website, but is it getting traffic and is it getting business? So I always recommend, there's two tools from Google which I recommend you get installed on your website. If you have WordPress, a website, it makes it a lot easier to do these things. The first one is Google Analytics, because you really want to know, how many visitors your website's getting, how long people are staying on your website. Are they going onto your website, then jumping back off again? You want to know where the traffic's coming from. Is it coming from social? Is it coming from search? Is it coming from somewhere else? Because to be able to move things forward, you have to know where you are right at this moment. And the second tool I recommend you get added to your website is Google Search Console. And it used to be called Google Webmasters, but it's a tool which Google helps you to basically diagnose any issues with your website, whether it's slow or whether it's mobile friendly. Tells you like how your website is ranking for particular keywords. You can upload what's called a sitemap to the Search Console, which makes it easier for Google to find your website. Using Google products is a good idea anyway, because they are the most popular search engine in the UK and probably the world. And you want to follow their suggestions to get, if you're trying to wonder what I need to do to get my website found on Google, then you can't go far wrong than installing Google products, because Google will basically point out things which, particularly on Google Search Console, the things which are causing your website to fail and not get so much traffic. So those two tools again, Google Analytics and Google Search Console. It just requires you get a Google Analytics account, and you need a Google account to start with, and just putting the code of those respective services on your website, and then getting it added. Either if it's WordPress, you could probably do it yourself if you have a WordPress website. If it's a more complex website, your web developer will be able to do it. Also, if you're going to run Google Ads, it's pretty important to have Google Analytics on your website. Don't bother, I would suggest not bother running Google Ads if you haven't got Google Analytics set up, because Google Analytics gives Google Ads the information it needs to make sure that they're targeting the right people and you're getting the right conversions, and just gives lots of feedback to Google Ads. So that's a vital service. So I hope that helped. It was short and sweet. It's my first kind of proper podcast because it's before the previous 3 have been present. Yeah, the previous presentations were given to networking groups that I'm a member of. So this is the first proper podcast. So yeah, please don't forget to subscribe and leave me any feedback on my Facebook page at Mike's Online Academy, or Twitter, Mike's Online Academy, or other channels. So thanks for listening and have an awesome day.